So is this really worth $300? The Garmin Inreach Mini 2. Well, I want to go over some things now, just kind of give you an idea where I am. I'm in Montana and I have no cell phone service right now. So everything that you're going to see is based on not having service. Like, we're trying to make this as real as possible. And I want to go over some of the functions on this, and then I'll give you kind of like the reason why I got it. And well, let's talk about this device right now. All right, so this thing is actually pretty small. It's like 3.5 ounces, so it's pretty light. And I decided to get the unlimited tracking, and this is what I recommend. And I got this mainly because I want my wife to know where I'm going at all times. If she sees that this tracker is not moving, that means there might be an issue, because if something happens and say you get injured and you can't hit the SOS button, at least she knows where you are. She can try to contact you through this right here, or she can call someone to say like, hey, can you go check this area? I have his coordinates. But let's get into how this thing actually works. So right here, you can tell that it's tracking right there, and I have no messages. You can check your messages, you can send them. So I actually text myself, and then my wife, and then I ended up texting myself again, and there's my mom again, my sister. So you can actually see all the text messages, and it's kind of finicky to like do replies and stuff on this. There's some quick messages that you can do, like I'm starting right here, or I'm stopping here. So these are like quick standard text messages that you can send. And again, I got the unlimited plan. Oh, sorry, I got the 130 plan, where I can send out 130 text messages, and then after a month it goes ahead and resets, but it has unlimited tracking. And again, that was $29.95. And if I want to turn off the service at the end of my trip, I can go ahead and end my services. So right here's the tracking. So it updated, let's see, like an hour ago right now, because I haven't really moved, so it hasn't really updated. And this is the amount of mileage I've traveled, because I'm driving and backpacking, and I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff while I'm out here in Montana and Wyoming and South Dakota too. You can look at your navigation, which is actually a pretty cool function. So you can actually see like where you're facing, and if I go to walk over here, like you can see it start to move a little bit. But we'll go back because there's some shade. It's easier for me to talk about this in the shade. So I can stop navigation. I can also zoom out and see like where I've traveled. So I went down some random road. Now, this feature isn't the best, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I really do like. So it also has a compass, and I'm not moving. So let's see if I move a little bit. Let's see if it increases. So I'll just turn around. Yeah, look at that. So this thing actually works really well. So I'm actually testing some of these functions but we're gonna learn it together. So I can also get a weather report right here, and I'll go ahead and hit that, and let's see. We're gonna do update. Yeah. And I want to go ahead and say yes. Now this might take a minute. In the meantime, let's look at other stuff. So this will actually make it beep. So if you need to charge it, it takes a C charger, which is good because that's the way most stuff is, unlike the Garmin watch, which I wish that they would just switch over to the C charger, and it has an SOS button. Now this is why people mainly get it. So now if I hit this, hold it for 10 seconds before actually triggering it. And this won't set off like in your pack. Like I can push this right here and it's not going to trigger anything. I'm pushing. You can see my thumb going down. You actually have to open this part right here. Open this and then hit the button right there. So you don't have to worry about this going off in your pack or anything. And then it'll send like a message back, be like, hello, are you trying to contact us? So it doesn't just send the alert and like the whole 911 shows up. So it actually takes a minute. All right, so right here's the weather. We can go ahead and hit the OK button, open that up. And this is my location. It feels like 87. It feels like it's actually hotter. It updated 22 minutes ago. And then it gives you kind of like a forecast on the next couple of days, which is pretty nice. Looks like rain. We got rain and some T-storms. Let's see if it gets into any more details. Yep, so it gets into a little bit more details if you click on more options, and you can see like what it is showing at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, going into the next day. It's dropping down to a low 58. That's pretty nice to know. And it continues going until it goes to like the next I think it like reads it for like the next 3 days. But let's check out the phone app, because the phone app is so important with this. It makes life so much easier. Okay, so this is the phone app that I want to show you. Display. I think you should definitely get this if you're using the Garmin Inreach Mini 2. There's a couple options. You could do the Earthmate or the Explorer and the Messenger. Let's go ahead and click on this just so you can get kind of like an app idea what it looks like. It's pretty nice. I know, thank you. And of course it can't update anything too much because it doesn't have cell phone service. If you look over here, there's no service over there. Okay, so let's turn that down and we'll go ahead and explore. So you can actually see all that blue stuff that you're seeing. That's me walking around in a circle and talking and just hanging out at this little campsite that I'm at. But I'm right next to a little creek, and I can zoom all the way out and you can see like where I came from. So this is one of the features that I love, because my wife, she can track me, and so there's always going to be like one weird line that's straight, and I think that's just like what the satellite is like trying to like ping you. But this is the actual route, that little crazy line. And then you can see that I went to Raidersburg, small little town, pretty cool. And I went all over here, went on Interstate 90, went to Butte, checked out the stage, and yeah, you can see like everywhere that I've gone. And I started recording somewhere out in Yellowstone a couple days ago. So more features about this. The maps. Actually, let's actually zoom in closer where we're at, because you can actually see some of the options. All right. So click on maps. Now the satellite is not going to do anything right now because, again, we don't have cell phone service to update it. You'll have to go in town to actually download or get some satellite versions. But this is the mode I usually do, the tempo, and it kind of like just shows you like where everything is. You know, there's a creek right next to me, and there's other options that I really like. So this kind of shows you the elevation that's around. So I'll go ahead and click it on and off. You can do it further. So I like keeping this thing on because it lets me know like if there's a mountain or if there's a cliff nearby. And let's see, this right here, I think this shows trails. Yep. Okay. So if you look down here with my little hand marker, if I click on this, you're going to notice that this trail, instead of becoming a dot, it just becomes a little bit more like noticeable. So I kind of like having that thing going on. So that's the maps. So very important. I like the maps, and you can get to your message stuff. So this right here is me doing an example. I tried recording this a little bit earlier. I ended up making a mistake. So I just want to show you how easy it is, because on the Garmin Reach, the little Garmin itself, it's difficult to send a message. So if I want to say, we'll just say the same thing. Hey, coach, Coach Bill 315. Okay, 315. I can type. What is up, my dude? Okay, so I can send that, and we'll hear like a little beeping noise, and then they'll let you know that it went through. Now, I won't get it on my cell phone, because again, if we look up here, I don't have any service. But wherever you're, say like if I text my wife and I send this to her, she'll be able to get that message. So we actually have this old message that I sent, and if you have cell phone service, you can actually click on this, and it's going to pull up a map and show you like where I am right now. See, now I have no service, but at least it shows the coordinates where I am. And let's see, maybe we can show it on the map, and we can actually show it on the map, which is pretty cool. I didn't know that you could actually do that. I thought you needed cell phone service in order to access that. So that's another cool little feature. Okay, if we click on your device, you can see that we're connected over here, and you got to make sure that you connect when you have service. You can't connect when you're when you don't have service. So that's something that's very important. I learned the hard way. So make sure that you connect to your Inreach with your phone, to your Inreach while you have internet service. So right now I have currently 102 messages, and it's going to actually update tonight, so I can go ahead and send a bunch of different messages if I like to. Last time I've moved was about 2 hours ago. I can do like a little check-in message, ending my trip, send it to whoever I like. Let's just send it to me. Ending my trip. I can do SOS. I won't hit that. Let's see. What if I do it? See, and then you gotta slide it over. So I'm not gonna be doing the SOS. So we'll go back, and the weather report. So I thought this was really cool. Another thing that I like to point out. I know this is gonna be a long video, but I think it's really important to show off all these small little details. So look how nicely this shows up on your phone. So you can actually read everything so much easier. I can see like when it's going to storm. This goes on for until Friday, and right now it's currently Wednesday, so that's actually pretty cool. And again, click on the weather report for multiple different days. So that is actually pretty handy. So that is why I actually bought this. Like all of those reasons. And it's expensive. It's $299. It's not cheap. And I did get the monthly one where you pay $29.95. There's other options. There's like a $7 or $8 option. There's a $15 option, and then there's like even like a really high expensive one, like where you can actually send pictures and stuff. But for the stuff that I want, like where I can go ahead and allow my wife or my parents to know like where I am at all times, this is a good way to check in. It becomes like a little fun thing. They're like, hey, I see you're almost at the lake, which is kind of cool. Like they're following along with me. So, oh, they can also text me too if they want to this device. So for example, my wife was telling me about different stuff that was going on, yada yada yada, and it was all coming to my phone because I was able to read it, and I can go ahead and send a message. So it works just like texting. And again, if I want to cancel it, I can cancel it at the anytime I like. And then if I want to start up a new billing cycle, I can. Long video, I know, but thanks for sticking around for the whole thing. And yeah, this is Coach Bill 305, and thank you again, your buddy. Yeah, get it?